But in that moment right there, you're on your side of the field, one of the best scoring offenses in the country. You've got the crowd on your side. You've got the energy. You've already done early in the game defensively. You had silenced those guys. You could feel it. Let the other two phases that have been been the most consistent all year long. Why not let them take over in the end zone where the students are? That right there, as soon as that balloon popped, you could feel 80,000 people in there just go, I got a bad feeling about this, and they were all right.
Yeah, and to me, that was just kind of a feel thing on Shane's part, or lack of feel, I guess, is a better way to describe it. And I'm sure he would probably like to have that back, regardless of whether it worked or not. He probably would say, "Hey, yeah, that's probably not the right call in this moment for the reasons that you broke down." I mean, putting myself in Shane's shoes at that moment, he's probably thinking going into that game that, hey, Ole Miss is probably going to be able to score some points, and we don't want to. We don't want to, lose too many possessions on this. We've got an opportunity here. We like this. Let's see if we can keep our offense out on the field. Because I mean, what did we talk about all last week? How did Kentucky pull that upset against Ole Miss? They kept their offense out on the field. So, that's probably some of the things that are going on in his head at that moment. But like you said, I mean, South Carolina's defense had already done a nice job, and you feel good about what they can do in general. So I mean, I'm with you. It certainly made that first quarter suck, as Shane said, and that was one of a few kind of back-breaking moments in that game.
Well, and I'll say this, guys, like, again, I don't think the decision to go for it was good. That's not, but if I was going to go for it, it would be a man-on-man moment. Like, I would say, I'm gonna keep my offense on the field, and let's run our best play that we know we can get at least a yard and a half with here. And you bring that factor into this too, like that's, you know what I mean? Like it just, none of it made sense at the time. And I understand it being the game plan, but it did not make sense at the time. Everything was off. I mean, even after the game, Coach Beamer, asked about the holding call that he accepted, and he, ended up giving us an explanation for that last night, and, questioning himself, and quarterbacks continue to miss wide receivers running around wide open. There are still continue to be penalties all over the place. Dudes who picked up penalties on Saturday that never traditionally pick up penalties, miss a 38-yard chip shot field goal. Like, it all seemed out of whack. And sometimes you just have one of those days. And maybe that was just their one day. I don't know. But, like, you can't have every phase out of whack, John. You're gonna get your ass beat down the road. Vanderbilt just upset Bama, in case anybody was asleep at the wheel this weekend. So, these little things have to get cleaned up. That JC says this all the time. It is too thin of a line. The margin is too thin in this league. You will get beat, and you'll get beat, and you'll get beat again. And that's where they're at right now. It's an inflection moment.